You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us again for a great after show for Married to Medicine, a week of impact. This is episode 4 and we are jamming today, aren't we?
We are.
It's a good Sunday. It's warm here in LA and we are tanned and beautiful women. I am English Cleveland and I am joined by my beautiful co-host.
Hi, English. Thank you for the lovely introduction. It's Michelle Renee, guys. How are you all doing?
And
I'm Jocelyn Polite.
And we are back in full effect, ladies. Let's get into this
Let's
episode.
get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Go.
this episode, we start off with Quad and Lisa. Quad's bringing her dogs into a dog store, groomers, and she says they are there for hair and makeup. And she drops them off, and then they just start discussing Quad wanting to start a couture line for puppies. Mm-hmm. And Quad decides that she wants to make outfits with Python and Coco Chanel inspired dog clothes. What do you guys think about that?
And beading.
And yeah, pearls.
I think that it has, the capability of kind of being successful, but not really because of the concept, more so because she's like a reality TV star and she probably has a large fan base. But just the idea in itself, like, it's kind of cute, but I don't think it has longevity.
Right. What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm not big on dressing up dogs. I mean,
Okay.
like Halloween, I'll throw a little cute outfit on my dog for Halloween, but I'm not big on the dressing up dogs and really didn't understand the makeup. Where does that go?
The nails, maybe?
Oh,
how they
okay.
paint the dog's nails?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, I've painted a nail. I've painted a nail before, but yeah, I wasn't understanding that too much. But I don't really like that. I mean, she's talking about tutus and dresses and all kinds of different things, and I don't.
I do see that it is a big market. A lot of people have foo-foo dogs, especially like here in LA. You see, you when you go out the house, you're bound to see a dog with an outfit on. So I do know its potential to make a lot of money because everyone's still getting dogs in a recession. But I just don't know about Python. Another animal on an animal, it just seems kind of weird to me. But let's talk about Quad's body.
Oh.
Yes, she did that.
Yeah, she has a
did
sick
it.
body.
Yeah.
She
She
does.
really lost a lot of weight and looks like she toned up and everything this season. She really looked good in that dress.
She did.
And her butt it's just like
Perfect.
the perfect proportion
To her body.
It's not a huge badonkadonk, and it's not flat either. So it just looks great. She's got the flat stomach, the butt comes out.
Yeah.
She
Tiny little
she,
waist.
she came out swinging. It's funny, like, watching all these reality shows and, like, their first, like, if you're a new person, like we were saying, Lisa Nicole, like, girl, next season, get those bags done. It's like, no, I'm just saying, like, it's funny to see how people, they watch themselves. Even us, like, when I see myself on camera, like, weeks before and all my other after shows, I'm like, okay, you're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
when
I
you
don't
see
have
your-
that much money as they do, so this is what you get, guys.
Well, I guess that's why, season 1, you do look at yourself and then you want to get it together. And I think a lot of them don't really know what to expect. Season 1, it's like you want to go on and be fabulous and all that kind of stuff. And they may have the clothing together and everything, but they don't understand that, you got to get your body right because of how cameras.
camera
yeah,
athlete.
exactly. So.
And
yeah.
I think they look good, and I think they do probably look good in person. And I think Lisa Nicole is probably fabulous in her everyday life, but I think when you get on camera, you see how
Extra
the lighting,
things,
you see
yeah.
how the lighting is, like Jocelyn pointed out, you see the weight, how the weight is added, you see how outfits can, either be right or wrong. So I don't think that it's that they necessarily aren't trying to look good on camera, because I think that they are, but I just think they don't realize how much more they have to step their game up to have that beat face. Like,
yeah, which is why I don't really understand. This is the second season. I expected a little more from Dr. Jackie's wardrobe. I'm sorry, but I did.
Did you?
I did.
I think she's
and
so
I like Dr.
conservative.
Jackie, but she is conservative. I just feel like if she's not in her doctor coat, she's not in her work attire or scrubs, she's kind of very churchy. But I mean, it's the South, and I mean, I understand that. But it is. I went to school in the South, so I understand. But it's I don't know. I just thought that she might kick it up a notch this season. So.
Right. So, okay, so we progressed to Lisa Nicole and asking Quad about her and Mariah. And you see Quad gets very emotional, and she, is really at a loss for words, not understanding what happened to her and Mariah. But with her, it comes off as real. Like, you feel like something was done to her that she's very hurt about. But then when it comes with Mariah, she's very, she doesn't really go into explanation, which we discussed last week. And then Quad is even if someone says Mariah's name, she just starts crying.
She didn't cry.
You don't think so?
You don't think it was
real? She had crocodile tears. No tears ran out of her face. Like I said last week, I think that she's very good at playing the victim. I would agree that sometimes Mariah tries to play the victim as well, but I don't know. To me, it just seems like she's, I don't know, faking it whenever she gets so emotional that she can't talk about it, because she's supposed to be this fierce woman with all these good comebacks and all these snappy one-liners, but yet you're gonna break down and cry.
I think she actually really liked
there's
that's
a disconnect between who are you? Because then we see next week when she gets in front of Mariah, she's not like that
because she has the audience.
Yeah.
And
I
don't know. Sometimes when you're in front of that person, you're dealing with whatever that issue is and you are mad. But when someone will ask you about it, there's some real emotion behind losing a friend or somebody that you think was a friend. But I give her an Academy Award if she was not serious, because I really thought, I was surprised that Quad was crying. I bought it.
I bought it too. I bought it.
Maybe I'm just pessimistic.
It's fine.
Possible.
Well, let's talk about your boo, girl.
Cecil?
Yes.
Let's.
She loves Cecil.
I do. Cecil. He's so cute.
Cecil, send her your Twitter handle. Michelle, where can we?
Is he still a married man?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Okay.
When you sign those divorce papers, though, I'm here.
So Dr. Simone's husband is going on a golf trip, and Dr. Simone, to me, came off as very selfish, because we see her last season and this season being such a on-the-go mom. She doesn't really go to her kids' baseball games or soccer or whatever sport that they're playing. She doesn't make their dinners. She's always rushing in the house, last minute. And you kind of see where her kids felt a little bit of shade from her. And so to me, who else is standing in the gap? Her husband. So if he gets 1 week or one trip out of the year, which she says she's always hated the golf trip, to be able to go and hang out with the guys, and she doesn't understand why she can't come, I think he deserves that. I think he deserves it as a man. Personally, if I was married, I don't want to see my husband every day. I'm like, go ahead. No, we need time apart. So then when we come back, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? So,
I think it's the golf trip thing. And my father played golf, and he went on golf trips, and some of them my mother and I went on, and some of them we didn't. And I there's a little bit of well, why can't we come?
Right.
It's a guy's trip. I get it. But, I understand where she's coming from. I mean, it's not so much that I have to be attached to you, but it's just, I want to make sure you're okay. Where are you going?
But she can't even get off work for any other things. You know what I mean? So why are you tripping that you can't go on a golf trip?
I just hate when, the husbands always try to control the wives. We haven't seen it really in this show, but in other shows, the Housewives shows, there's Portia, for instance. Cordell didn't really want her to go on the girls' trip, and there's been a few other examples. And that always really bothers me. I don't like when a woman thinks that she, has to get her husband's permission. Yes, I think she should run it by her husband, but I don't think he should, have a leash on her and, be able to control her every move. With that being said, I would probably be annoyed if my husband wanted to go on a trip, just the guys, and I wasn't invited. But being equal and fair, it's only right that he should be able to take his trip, and she can't say anything about it, because I guarantee you, if the women were going to take a all-female trip, she probably wouldn't even ask for Cecil's advice or opinion.
And he wouldn't want to go anyway.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't want to go.
Do they take trips on this show? I know, like, the Housewives, you know,
Atlanta.
different shows. Yeah, they take trips. I'm wondering, I don't think they
didn't
take
I
trips
think
on
last
this
season
show.
was the first one,
okay.
so they probably were.
Okay. Maybe.
To me, I wanted to discuss, okay, so Dr. Simone, with her, I don't know if she is the breadwinner of the family, but she's obviously very dominating, and she comes off as very strong, and, you know, she's working, and she has her Aston Martin, she's doing it. And so when her husband, you know, starts saying, well, you know, I know we probably can't afford for me to go on this trip, but I'm going, and, you know, if you would have listened to me, as in regards to her billing for her practice, we wouldn't be in the predicament that we're in, which I don't she briefly talked about it, but I kind of don't understand, where's your money? Like, I understand, like, you started some new billing cycle or whatever, electronic billing. So is the money getting deposited, or where is it going to?
I think it is going to get deposited eventually, but I think the program was supposed to take like 3 months. Did she say 3 or was it 6? It was supposed to take X amount of time to transition, and it's taken way longer. So she had saved up enough money to be covered for those X amount of months where she expected the backlog, but now that it's been longer, she still doesn't have this cash, and so they're a little short on coins.
Which is not her husband's fault, because he said specifically,
I warned you.
I warned you. And if he's an IT guy, like he said, like, even I'm in IT. It doesn't matter if it's medical or if it's selling dog clothes. Like, I'm in IT. I'm here to support you. And so when she came, like, to me, she just comes off as like she wants her world, but then she wants her husband there too. Then she wants to be dominating. She doesn't want to listen. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think she's just hard-headed. I think she's one of those people that likes to learn on her own, and that likes to make her own mistakes and doesn't want to listen to what anyone else has to say. And I mean, I think I think she's owned up to the fact of, like, yeah, I mean, it's my fault because I didn't listen, and now I'm suffering. So.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, how much are they suffering? Because she did say that she's the top OBGYN in Atlanta. So I'm like, okay, well, he's in IT, and that's definitely not a bad job. And, you know, being an OBGYN, especially the top one in Atlanta, that's definitely not a bad job. So I get that you might have had some setbacks, but I'm a little concerned about where they stand financially.
Right, yeah.
Well, they probably have a lot of overhead. Is that the right term?
Yeah.
She got an Aston Martin. I'm assuming she didn't pay for it flat out. Their house, they probably have a mortgage.
Kids are probably in private school.
Kids are probably in private school. It's just probably a lot of things that they have to pay for that's just, like, kind of getting out of control. I would imagine. I don't know. I'm not in their pockets, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, they're not
checking up on her man.
I know. Just make sure your coins are right. I'm just joking.
Okay, so let's briefly discuss Dr. Jackie meeting with her client. And her client, she delivered her client's baby, and then her client thought that her breast milk was stuck, but come to find out she had breast cancer. And, you know, just discussing on how to deal with a husband. She felt like her husband was angry at her because he can't support her or fix her problem, which has to be such a hard thing. I know with breast cancer, my family has had, you know, history of breast cancer. So I kind of like understand, and that's always been like my number one, like, charity and all of that. So I can kind of understand, like, you know, what they're talking about, but I don't know. To me, I think it's really sad. And then how Dr. Jackie turns it, and it seemed like it was a therapy session for her.
Well, yeah, because she's got, I think it's a real issue for her, you know, with the fertility and not being able to have a baby, and then possibly her husband not wanting to even proceed with, you know, whatever they were going to do, adoption or you know, in vitro. I don't know exactly what they were going to do, but I don't think her husband wants to proceed with that. But she knows that her husband wanted a son. That was something that he always wanted. So she feels the guilt and responsibility of that. But I thought it was pretty funny that she kind of, I mean, not funny, but I thought that it was interesting that she turned it into, you know, it turned into a therapy session for herself. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's commendable that these women, last week we saw the woman that was overweight, and this week we see this lady that had breast cancer. I mean, I think it's really nice of them to kind of like use their story as kind of an example for the show, because I don't really think that we care about their stories at all. I think their story is used as a catalyst to kind of advance the storyline of the drama that's happening between these ladies. Not that Jackie's story is really drama, you know, petty drama, like the whole Miss Plus Size Georgia storyline, but you know what I'm saying? I
get it's turned into Dr. Jackie's therapy session. Like, her scenes are always sitting down with someone discussing, like, especially in the Black community, breast cancer and overweight. Yeah. And so it's like, she's kind of, I like it because then she's kind of educating us. Yeah. While we eat, but we're sitting there eating popcorn.
I mean, I think it's nice of these ladies to let us, the regular ladies that we don't know, these Atlanta citizens, it's nice of them to be the guinea pig. And maybe they just wanted to be on camera for their 50 minutes of fame. But still, I mean, that's got to be difficult to, like, go on camera and be like, oh, like, wow, like, I'm here being the example of someone that's overweight. Or, like, I'm here, like, you know, she just, I guess, had, like, gotten her head shaved, or her hair was, like, growing back. I mean, I would imagine that would be kind of difficult. Even if you do get to be on reality TV.
She was finishing chemo. I think she was, you know, finally off of chemo, which is, you know, it has to be extremely difficult. But I have to say that I appreciate the humanity.
I do too.
Of it. You know what I mean? I really do appreciate the humanity in the show, because I mean, there's so much catfighting and there's all of that going on, and the drama and the shade throwing and everything else like that. It's just nice to have, you know, some type of storyline that shows that, you know, these women do a lot of good. You know, there's some good that they
but it's fake humanity. What?
Humanity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that they bring these women in just so it can, again, go back to the issues that the women are dealing with.
I get what I know.
So, like, I do appreciate it, like you said, too, but I don't know. I kind of question how much of it is, like, altruistic and how much is just, like,
I think that with Dr. Jackie's character, they can't really do much. And that's what... She's boring. And, you know, that's what she actually probably loves her character on the show, because that's what she loves to do. And fortunately for us, and, you know, I'm sure the demographics are a lot of African Americans that watch this show, and we don't get tested, and we don't go get mammograms as much as we should, because healthcare and, you know, all of that, and affordable. And so even we're like sitting there squeezing sorry not to do that on camera, but we're like, we're giving ourselves like I wonder, you know, so at least it's sparking someone's memory or want to think, you know, hey, I should go get tested. And nowadays it's so easy, like there's always these free mammogram testing. Yeah. So everyone, go get tested, and also go on iTunes and rate, comment, give us 5 stars. Let us know how you feel. We have seen your comments, and we appreciate it. And we thank you so much for showing us so much love. And we can't wait to see what you have to say for this week.
Say what you mean, but don't say it mean. Okay.
Oh, just say it.
Just say it. I mean, it's an opinionated show, so we're talking about our opinion. It's not, you know, you have your opinion. Say what you mean about the show, not about us. We love you. Okay, so let's talk about Dr. Simone's slumber party, and she's calling Lisa Nicole, and she's inviting her over, and I guess it's a slumber party / fashion show. And she wants them to wear their favorite sexy lingerie or any kind of pajamas that they like, and come over for a night with a chef. And, you know, I just think it's really weird.
It is a little weird. And there were only, 3 or 4 of them? I mean, it's not even like all the women were invited. And I get that there's drama going on and they don't, you know, and the team thing we were talking about last week, certain ones, they don't want to be there. But it just wasn't fun for me. I mean, I was not.
Where are her other friends
at all?
Where's Dr. Jackie?
Yeah,
Mariah.
Mariah.
If she didn't want to invite the other women, that's fine. But why didn't she at least invite some of her outside friends?
And because she doesn't get a chance to do anything anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is her social life.
I agree. It was a little bit.
Okay.
And maybe they did more that was edited out. But to me, I mean,
it just looked really boring. And she hired the chef, and it's like for 3 people, and it's like put on your lingerie. I don't know. I mean, you know, the pajama party thing is fun, and I've definitely been to one before. Right. But I don't want to sit around a bunch of women in my lingerie. I'm sorry, no interest.
Unless like it's a bachelorette party or it's for something, you know,
or strippers coming,
or stripper. Yeah, I get it. Or like we're selling like pleasure products, or you know how people have those kind of parties. So then you know you're in the spirit, you're in the mood. But And then let's discuss how she walked out.
Well, her outfit, what was that? She had on shorts, a t-shirt, and some fuzzy slippers.
With a kitten heel.
Yeah.
Which is a violation.
And Quad's description, like her pants were up to here. She had her shirt tied here. Some kitten heels with some fur. It was hilarious to me.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think she probably has some cuter, sexier lingerie.
She's
I
funny.
just think she chose not to wear it.
I
It was
don't
like
think
trying to
she
be
does.
silly. Because why would you have those shoes without at least some satiny, silky something to go with them?
Because I just feel like she probably thinks I'll just put the shoe on with it. Look, we found out this episode that not a whole lot's going on in her bedroom. That
There's a
that
funeral.
should be going on in her bedroom. So I don't know. She probably liked the shoes and she was like, those are cute, and I'll pair them with some shorts, and I'll come out of the bathroom and be like, hey baby, and that's about it.
She has also, though, to play devil's advocate, she's also been married for 17 years. So I think for Quad, I don't know how long Lisa Nicole has been married to her husband. I'm assuming somewhere between 2 years and 17 years. Because Quad's been married for about 2 years at this point, maybe?
No,
Quad's like brand new. Yeah.
A year. Okay, a year. So, I mean, I think it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. When you say, oh, well, me and my husband do this and this and this in the bedroom, and you having a funeral in your bedroom. They've been married for 17 years. They have 2 kids, and they both work. Like, Quad doesn't have a job. Or she doesn't have an orthodox job, I guess. She doesn't have any kids, and she's been married for a year. So, like, yeah, you're probably going to be getting it popping a little bit more than Dr. Simone.
Most definitely. I mean, with a schedule like that, you're not getting it cracking every night. That's absolutely you can't.
So no one took that into consideration.
But I do also think Dr. Simone should take advice from the younger girls because,
She's a prude.
Times have changed. 17 years ago, people weren't, twerk. Well, people were, you know what I mean? I don't know if people were twerking or not.
They were. It was not called
It
twerking.
was not
It wasn't
called
called
twerking.
twerking.
Right.
2000, Drop It Like It's Hot, that song that's like,
I think it was like
Cash Money taking over for the,
Yes, for the real. Okay.
We don't know the words to the
You
song,
guys
but
know the words.
That was 1999.
Yes. Yeah, I get it. No, you're right.
For the 99 to 2000, girl, you working with some, and that was like the twerking anthem of like,
Ever.
life.
Even now. Like, if that, and it's so funny, like, on Instagram, people put, like, if she doesn't know that song, she's too young for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that song. But what I'm saying is that she needs to spice up some kind of, like, take advice. Like, I know she mentioned before she doesn't like to work out. So maybe that might have been why she didn't want to come out in the sexiest lingerie. Maybe she may feel, like, a little self-conscious over her body. But, I mean, even 17 years, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to do something. And with someone who just started a marriage and Quad's young, and she's probably putting her legs behind her head. So she, like, take some notes instead of like, no, this is what, like, don't be that hard-headed that you don't want to take advice.
Well, I mean, I was looking at, I think I made the comment that, when we were talking, I was like, that's a cute theater that they were in. I'm like, put on some sexy clothes and like throw in a porn tape and like get it cracking with your husband, like spice it up again. It's just, she just didn't seem like she was into doing anything to try to spice it up, and like she's like, and it's okay, I don't do that, and it's like, no, you need to try to do that, and get it going. So you're right, she needs to like listen to Quad and take some advice.
Right.
Do we know though if her husband is unsatisfied? Because she said they've never really been the most romantic couple, and maybe he's boring in the bedroom too. Maybe it's not all her. Maybe he's totally completely fine. Maybe he wants to go to sleep too instead of having sex nightly. I'm just saying, take these things into consideration.
Well, they're in a rut, but they need to come out of that rut because, they're both
well,
still
I guess
young.
you can't miss nothing you never had. You know what I mean?
Well, they've got 2 kids, so at some point between now and 17 years, something happened, and the kids aren't 17 years old. The kids are like 10, 13 maybe. So that was at least a good 7 years. Am I doing the math?
But that might have been a lot of vodka. Because she likes vodka.
Well, you don't have to spice it up in order to, conceive. I mean, you can just, have like, let's get it over with kind of night and conceive. So I don't know. But
I don't know.
Let's hope. Let's hope she can get it together.
So we see Mariah, and so it goes into like a little family scene. I feel like this episode really showed a lot of Dr. Simone, a lot of Lisa Nicole, a lot of Quad. But usually it's a lot of Mariah. And this episode was really not a lot of Mariah. Everyone else got shine, but Miss Mariah didn't get no shine. So we see her going on the Skyview in Atlanta with her family.
With her Blackadeshi clan.
With her Blackadeshi clan, with her mom. And it was actually a breath of fresh air because they're joking, they're family, they're dancing, they're having a good time. And then we see Mariah's daughter acting like Mariah and saying, very wise beyond her years, saying that her mom is a game of chess.
Very strategic.
Very strategic. And that she knows how to play her pieces right, which is hilarious to me.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Yeah.
That sounded like she heard somebody over talking. I mean,
and she kept saying, why you
overheard
that?
someone talking and,
right.
then brought it back to the family.
I don't get these grown kids, okay? We all know how I feel about Dr. Heavenly's daughter, and we can start discussing that so her and her daughter are making a vision board, and she's, trying to explain to her daughter, what is it that you want? Do you want to be a mommy? Do you want to be
establishing goals?
Establishing goals. And her daughter's just very snap back, the things that she says. And even Dr. Heavenly's she probably needs a whooping. If you can recognize that, your mama, she does need a whooping.
Well, she has a smart mouth. I mean, she does have a smart mouth, and I think what's happened with a lot of kids, and some in my family too, it's cute when they're little, but they grow up, and it's not cute when they grow up. And
then it's too late.
It is too late because by then you haven't snatched that back, and that's something you're supposed to snatch back early. There's playtime, and then there's time when I'm serious. And if I'm doing a vision board with you and we're establishing goals and we're doing something somewhat of a project that's serious, stop it with the mouth.
Right. And I'm depressing you. You don't even know what depression is, honey. You don't know you don't have I hate when little kids get an attitude. You're 5. You don't know what attitude is. You don't know what depression is. You don't know what these things are. Because if you knew, we would be going to therapy together. You know what I mean? So it's why are you saying that to me? That's crazy. It's disrespect.
I like the daughter.
Do you?
I just think she's really funny.
She's the bad
really funny. She is. I don't know. I just think she's really witty. And I think part of the reason why I like her is because I dislike her mom.
Yeah.
And I like her calling her mom's
bluff
card.
Yeah.
Her being do you like to talk about yourself? Because it's okay, this is me making my vision board and you're talking about herself. So I just appreciate that because the daughter is kind of saying the things that I think the audience is kind of saying.
Yes, you're right. I get what you
So that's why I kind of appreciate it. I will say though that I think that her and her daughter are really gonna, because right now, Dr. Heavenly is I just understand her so much and she acts just like me and yada yada. But I think when she becomes a teenager, they're really gonna have
it's gonna be
a problem.
It's really gonna be serious.
Yeah, a serious problem because like I said, the attitude when you're young is is cute. It goes along with the cute, right now we're even looking at it and I don't know. I mean, English and I don't really like it too much, but I'm sure people are looking at it going, oh, she's so cute and she's a cute little girl. But it's just, as you get older, that's not accepted. So I don't know. I don't dislike any children, but well, let me think about that. But, but I don't know. She's got some work to do with that one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, let's talk about Lisa Nicole. And her scare and her issue, which is very sad, I guess. It's scary, I guess I should call it. And we see her scene with her and her kids. So this is a very family-oriented, kid-friendly episode. No drama, no shade, I guess. And she's making cupcakes without liners.
Without liners, yes, please
with her
address that.
Which bothered Michelle.
Yeah.
I said, where's the liner at?
And they're having a little bonding, and then her husband comes home. And when I'm saying husband, I'm smiling at you.
I'm not going to go there on air. He seems a little feminine to me.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Let us know what you guys think. But he does come off as feminine, but your reaction to him was cracking me up.
I just when I first saw him, I was like, "Ooh, he is fine as wine."
Yeah, because you were liking him last week.
Yeah, he was cute. He's very attractive.
Yeah,
but
he is.
He just has some mannerisms to me that I didn't expect that were a little jarring. But okay.
Okay. So, Michelle, I can't. So anyway, so she's just. This is not even a laughing matter, so I shouldn't even be laughing right now. But Okay. Lisa Nicole sits down with her husband, and she tells him she went in for a mammogram, and they found a cyst. And she is not really crying. I think she's mainly like trying to be strong. Obviously, we've seen she's a strong woman with her companies, and she's been a boss for a long time now. So she I guess bottles things in. And her husband is explaining to her this is something serious, and she's like, "Well, I have my conference that I need to do, and it's really important to me to be strong for these other women." And he's like, "Well, you have to be here for me and our kids and our family," and going on and on, which is nice to see, instead of usually like how men a lot of men, they bottle things up, like I guess Dr. Jackie's husband and her patient's husband, they just get angry because they don't know how to deal with it. I kind of appreciated a lot that he was able to express how he felt, and he's like, you're going out there, you're going to get tested like as soon as possible, like you need to be here for our family. And I think she touched on her mom having breast cancer, and and so I think he's really worried about her more than she's worried about herself at the moment.
But this is also his reaction when he's just finding out that she might have cancer versus the reaction of Dr. Jackie's husband and the patient's husband, who have had to deal with this illness for X amount of years. So I'm pretty sure that it's probably taken a toll in their relationship just because of the longevity, and then having to deal with the ups and downs of maybe you thinking the cancer is going to be cured, and then it's not going to be cured, and then you have to see your loved one going through chemotherapy and how tough that is on the body, and then you maybe see your loved one having a mastectomy. And so I don't know. We'll have to see where he is if God forbid, she really does have cancer. I just wonder how, if at all, his attitude towards the situation would change.
Well, it's interesting because I was looking at it a little different. I thought that sometimes with couples, this is how it begins, where the husband is supportive and trying to say, hey, let's go get this taken care of. Let's try this, that, and the other. And these powerful, strong Black women are like, or women in general are, well, I want to do the WIN conference and then I'll go in after that. It's not allowing him to see your vulnerability. It's not allowing him to step in and take the lead and say, this is how we're going to handle it.
Right.
So I think what happens is that time goes by, and after all the years and everything and the setbacks and everything, I think a lot of men probably just get to the point where it's like, well, I don't know really what to do because you're railroading right past everything that I'm suggesting, and so that's an area of concern. She's got to let him take the lead on that one, because this is a vulnerable time for her. It is, and you have to sink into that.
Right. So we see she talks about it again with Dr. Jackie. I keep getting them mixed up sometimes. Dr. Jackie's 50 Shades of Pink conference. And I kind of felt like, do you guys felt like it was kind of appropriate for her to bring it to the conference to talk about it to her?
I think she needs to stop speaking about it. I think she's giving too much energy to something that's so negative. I mean, in my faith, you bind up negativity and you
she did say she
it or do whatever.
She did say she only knows how to pray.
To pray, but why are you speaking on it? Like, don't even give it any energy and any attention, because when you're speaking that into the atmosphere of, oh, I might have breast cancer, oh, they found a mass. No, take it the other route and say, I don't have a mass in my chest. I don't know. That's just how I would approach the situation.
I don't know. I mean, I'm someone, just being perfectly honest here, that recently came out of surgery that where something could have been cancerous, and it wasn't, thank God. But you do want to talk. I mean, I think there's a period of time where you don't want to talk. For me, I didn't want to talk in the beginning, and I had a lot of hesitation, like she did, on following up and going and doing what I need to do, because I didn't want the bad news. But then also, you do want to talk about it. You do, and it comes out anywhere. It can come out anywhere. It can come out at a bar. Hey, guess what? No,
I get it.
But it can come out anywhere. And I don't know about the 50 Shades of Pink. I mean, probably some people would say, well, that would be the event for it to come, for it to come out. But I don't know. I think it's a scary time, and if she needs to talk.
I feel like it was the wrong moment but it was the right person to speak it to.
Yes.
And, you know.
It was probably the producers being like, pull Jackie to the side and tell her that she might have breast cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was no one there, and she walked in, and it was just
It
like,
was a little bit uncomfortable to watch, and I think Jackie didn't even know what to say. Like, Jackie's reaction to me was like a little bit like, oh, okay.
Really?
Well, I'm here.
I
if
felt
you
like
ever
she was
need
really
anything.
supportive, and she was like, you know, I think because
No, I think she was supportive, but to me it was just awkward a little bit.
I think she deals with it so much, and then it's different with, this is someone I know. Like, I hang out with this person, and I've been down this road, so it's kind of like, you know, like, oh no, like, when you get those kind of things that happen to you, would never wish that on your worst enemy. No. So for you to see a friend that has it was I think was a shock to her. She wasn't expecting for her to say that, because usually, like, women, like, you know, you're beautiful, you're in power, you have this and that, and then when something that traumatic happens to you, or you think it's gonna happen to you, it kind of makes you like, how did this happen to me? Like, not that I don't deserve it, but it's just kind of like, I've been, you know, doing everything right. I'm healthy. You know, I have my kids, my husband, I have the perfect life, and then I might have breast cancer.
And then it's also a hard thing to react to, I think, from another person. I mean, you know, when you're the person going through it and you're giving the information to someone and you haven't gotten you definitely have it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a really hard conversation because you don't know where to go, because you still want to give that person hope. You know, you still want to say, well, maybe the biopsy will come back, you know, and everything will be fine. You know, and you just don't know what's going to happen. So you're going, well, that's terrible, but maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah,
but it's, you know, terrible. I mean, you don't know. We don't know if it, you know, is whatever this is it malignant? Is it benign? We don't know yet. So it's kind of hard to react to that.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to see, though, that Dr. Jackie's kind of redeemed herself, because everyone was so mad at her about being such like a hard person with other people's issues, that she was very supportive with Dr. Lisa. And it's like, anything you need, I'll be on your panel for your conference, your women empowerment conference. I will go with you to all of your testing. And she's not even her patient, you know what I mean? So it was a breath of fresh air for Dr. Jackie to redeem herself and come and be supportive.
Yeah, I think she's going to speak at the conference. So I mean, she is really supporting her.
Right.
She is, so good for her.
Yay. We like her.
Trophy for Dr. Jackie this week.
No, I like Dr. Yeah, I didn't hate her when she was telling that girl. I think it's just what the issue is with these shows. It's the producers. So it comes off to us as bad timing. Why would she do that? But I can probably bet the bottom dollar the producers are contriving all of this. And they're always like, it's very heartless for them. But it comes off to us like, why would she do that? You know what I mean? But it's reality TV, which is
and they
not
want ratings,
reality.
So,
Right. So, talking about not reality, we see Mariah walking out in her backyard with a beautiful coral blue ball gown on and some
her
high
backyard
heels.
is gorgeous.
Landscape
backyard to perfection.
And she's saying, "Amigo, what's going on back here? You guys are making so much noise." And she said she's not opposed to a little nip and tuck, and especially in her backyard. So which I thought it was weird. It's like, you're coming out the ball. I don't know. I feel like this episode, like I said, they didn't have much for Mariah. She's coming out like that, full makeup, full everything. And then she's talking to Amigo about making noise while getting construction done on her house.
I love how she's talking to Amigo.
Yeah. He's another member of the cast now.
I think that she's been trying, like, not to film with the ladies.
You think so?
Yeah, and I feel like I heard her say that or something. Like, well, I haven't really been hanging out with them because they're too much drama. So I think she's been trying to avoid them, maybe, and is only doing, like, the big parties, because we see her at next week's event, and she was at the party a few weeks ago. But I don't know. I mean, that may be her, like, way of trying to distance herself, being like, I'm not going to film with them. But at the same time, her content is
dry.
I mean, it's great that you and your family had a lovely day at the Sky, whatever it's called, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I don't really care that you're getting your house remodeled.
Yeah.
I could have done without that scene.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. And I have an opinion about, you know, Mariah. I think I was telling you guys that, you know, I found out that it took her 5 years to pitch Married to Medicine, you know. And she got it together, and she got the ladies together, and then, you know, she pretty much put this train together. All the cars, the caboose, she put it together, put it on the rails, and then she lost control and it went off the rails. And I think what she's trying to do now is gain control. She's kind of having that Shawnee O'Neal moment on Basketball Wives, where she's going, well, maybe if I film my family or things that I'm into, maybe my charities and things like that, and then I can position myself as a mediator between the drama, then I'll be in more of a boss position. So I think that's what she's going for.
Yeah, I agree.
Not happening for her, though.
Yeah.
Not yet. Maybe it will in the future, but right now it's just, she's alienating herself.
And it's your show. Like, who cares what these other chicks think? You're Mariah and you're the queen, you know what I mean, in your eyes. And so you came on the show because you're really good at throwing shade.
Don't get down off your chariot.
Right.
Chariot.
Okay, so we only have a few more minutes. Let's discuss the grammar, because we've touched on it before.
Well, that's next episode.
This next episode, but we see a preview, so we can, I guess, let's talk about predictions. Okay. Yeah. Whew, we got predictions. Okay, you guys go first. Michelle?
Allow me.
Okay.
I predict, as we saw in the preview, that Dr. Simone is going to correct LaToya, and I predict that that's going to give me a little bit of validation, because I've been attacked for my comments about these ladies not being able to conjugate a verb, which has nothing to do with their accents. It has nothing to do with their vernacular. It's just simple verb conjugation, which applies to English, Spanish, French, any language in the world. So I just predict that I'll be validated next week, and that's all. Thanks for watching.
No shade.
Well, first I have to start. To me, and I'm just being honest, this episode was so boring to me. I don't know, just compared to other episodes, it was really boring to me. So with my prediction, I'm predicting that it gets a lot juicier. I'm hoping that it does. So I'm hoping that the show takes a different direction. Also, Mariah, I think that, the fact that I said that she's trying to position herself, I think you're right. I don't think she's going to be able to do it, and I think she's going to end up right back in the drama with the ladies.
Yeah. My prediction, I agree with both of you guys. I do think that, like I said last week, ultimately, I feel like Mariah and Quad are going to be friends again, because there was a scene that Mariah touched on, like, I have my flashlight on, I'm looking for Quad, and I can't find her. So I think because she's looking for her, she's not over with her. No. And I think how emotional Quad gets about speaking Mariah's name, she's not over her either. So I think that all of our predictions are going to come true. Let us know what you guys' predictions are. We appreciate you guys so much for checking us out once again for Married to Medicine. It has been a pleasure to be here this Sunday night with you guys. My name is English Cleveland. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter at Pink English.
I'm Michelle Renee. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV.
And I'm Jocelyn Polite. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jocelyn Polite.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.